What if your country was always a shithole? Like, I feel like there's certain parts of Africa and South America that might be dig bondage.
You just need to bomb. It's always been
always
in like Honduras, and so they're just into
it. Countries like that are usually more conservative.
More religious, definitely. Yeah,
countries like that.
The harder things are, the more religious a group will get.
Yeah, I feel like you go to like a Muslim country in Africa or the Middle East, you bring that stuff up, they're going to be like, no, we're not cool with that, and we actually have a special place for you. Like,
I can't hear what you're saying with that ball gag in.
We burn people like you in the burning hole. We dug a big hole and we put fuel at the bottom of the hole, and
that is so interesting. Get in the crocodile pit.
This is my cousin Taylor.
Oh, you guys would think it was cool. It's like, no, go back to Germany.
Burn them. Everyone afraid of burning, not crocodile. I would rather be killed by a crocodile. Tell me tell me that you run into two fucking like brothers in the Congo, two rival warlords. First one caught you, but then the other shows up, and he's even scared in the second one. He's Taylor, and he's got like a pet hyena, like on a leash. That's like fucking. It's huge. It looks like a 200-pound hyena. And I captured you, and I want to put you in my burning pits, which is what I do with my whites. And Taylor, on the other hand, Black Taylor, he wants to feed you to his crocodiles, his crocodilians. I would rather be taken by Taylor and thrown to the crocodilians, because crocodilians
is not a way to go.
Crocodiles have one job, and it's to kill things, and they don't always do it the quickest. I know,
but they're very slow.
If you could get your head in their mouth, I feel like they'll do their best to wrench it off, tear your jugular somehow, maybe just outright break your neck, and hopefully they take you down in the water and just drown you. Okay, I know that sounds rough, but you haven't seen my burn pits. You just haven't seen it. There's a metal grate about 8 feet above the flames.
I have a crucial question on this.
Yeah, you just dance down there, and then you roast.
Do you know Game of Thrones? They burned that King Baratheon's daughter. I can't remember.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they started that fire with her on the spike, which is a bad way to die. However, I might choose your burn pits over his crocodile pits. If the fire's raging. If this thing is a 25-foot tall bonfire, that might be the quicker death.
What about when they killed what's-his-name's daughter on Son of Anarchy? Remember?
I don't know it that well.
Threw her in the pit?
Like a burn pit?
Sons of Anarchy.
You don't remember that? Remember the weird guy who was attracted to the transvestite? And they were coming after him, and they caught his daughter, and they threw her in a pit. And they set her on fire. He's going, no.
So they threw in a hole and doused her with gasoline and set her on fire.
Did the good guys do this?
I do remember that. Bad guys did that. Two of the good guys.
That seems like a really bad guy thing to do.
Yeah. Like that was a messed up way to go.
That sounds really judgy, Taylor.
Yeah. Burning alive would be terrible, but also like you are taking such a gamble with the crocodiles, because
no, you're not.
You're thrown in the crocodile pit, and so where you get bitten is going to be decided by the crocodile. And they're gonna do what they do with antelopes. They're gonna latch onto your arm, and they're going to tear your arm off.
Nope.
Just a thought. I think if you throw me in a crocodile pit, I've got a 5% chance of getting out.
That's what
there's people on the.
It's better than that.
They kick you back.
Here's what I do. I let them know. Look, I'm hoping that these guys don't have cable. I go into a Steve Irwin impression. I let them know that I'm the crocodile hunter, and I do the whole bit. I steal his whole shtick, and I tell them, send me in there, and I mix it with Crocodile Dundee because they ain't seen that shit either. I tell them that I can make a croc hypnotized, take him under my control. You send me in there. When I come out, I'll have 8 battle crocs under my control, and I'll work for you, mate.
See, now he does Australian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we can do
I life's on the line. Of course I can.
I think every one of his Australian
accents hyena
might just be Mr. In Between.
It's just
it works for me.
All the African people are just going to be like, why is he talking different now than when he was begging for his life 3 minutes ago?
Where did his accent?
Well, it's because I'm having a stroke from high blood pressure, from stress, from about to being thrown into the crook.
You hit me in the head right here with that 9-iron, and I think it calls a hematoma. You don't know that word. It's a blood bleed right here in my brain, and it's pressing on the silly part. So I think this is all a joke.
I don't think that just the impression is going to be enough. I think that like you actually have to know.
I beg them to.
I think you have to know like something about crocodiles, or like, at least
I do though. So what I'm asking is, they give me the chance, a fighting chance. I don't want them to like tie my hands behind my back. Hear me out. Yeah. Tie my hands behind my back and like shove me from like 20 feet up into a pool of crocs because it's death instantly. I want to say, send me in to do battle with them. Like, let me put on a show for you guys. Do you want to see a guy get eaten by crocodiles, or do you want to see a man fight crocodiles? I feel like I could talk him into like giving me a chance to fight. The burn pit?
Knife and I'll go
what are you going to say?
Yes.
Like, could you douse me with that kerosene over there? No. Oh, you're going to put water on me first. I see. You're going to douse me in water before you throw me in the fire. Oh God, why? Why? Is that fire retardant gel? Are you putting it everywhere but my dick?
You're just gonna die looking like an idiot.
How did you get so much movie grade fire retardant gel? It feels good, but I know what's coming next.
Yeah. Me, if you put it on my dick next.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you could be fighting the crocodiles over here with a pool cue.
You get fucked up so bad by crocodiles. Like,
I know, but I'm telling you, the alternative's so much worse, Taylor. There's not a third brother because you haven't stepped in and made a funny one yet.
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of how we'd actually survive this. I think
you gotta do battle with the crocodiles and fight for your life. I always see that in movies. That's what I always see. They're gonna like throw the hero in a volcano, and he's like, dude, why would you want to see a man thrown in a volcano? You know what's gonna happen? Nothing. I'm gone. How about you send me out in the jungle? Give me a 5-minute head start. Fuck, I'm naked. I'm bleeding. You guys are badasses. You come get me. Beat me to death. I'll give a little tussle. What do you get? A bloody lip? Yeah, spear me down like a man. Tell a story. You scout me. Whatever. You could totally talk your way out of getting thrown into a volcano by that. If I'm a warrior and we're about to throw in the volcano and you come up with that spiel, you could. If you call me a pussy, if you're like, God, you guys are pussies. There's 3 of you. You got.
You don't want to take me on? Come on.
What? You afraid to tussle with a muscle? Is that what this is about?
Yeah, you know what?
You've never seen a white man before, have you? Yeah, you're scared. You're scared, aren't you?
No, Kyle, my method is even
throwing
more.
Me in there because I tell this story.
This is even more dangerous than the crocodile pit. You can burn alive. You can do the crocodile pit, or you can 5 minutes in the chimp closet.
I will never go in the chip closet.
Oh, I would go in the chip closet.
You wouldn't get me in there. I'd make you kill me before you got me in that chimp closet if I knew it existed. If you were like, all right, let's get him to the chimp closet, I'd be we're gonna have to fight. You'll have to make me unconscious right here, wake me up later and throw me in that chimp closet. Yeah. We're fighting right now as much as I can.
Oh yeah, the chimp closet would be a terrible way to go. Yeah, you'd be alive to experience having all of your fingers ripped off. You'd die without genitals. You've like watched him eat your balls and your dick.
Yep.
It's a dark closet.
It's a dark closet.
They got him in there with like rock music and a fucking, what are those lights that flash over and over?
That's strobe light.
Like a strobe light. So he is pissed.
Yeah. He's on an enormous amount of MDMA. the chimp is.
I drop in there and start vibing with him. Maybe.
What's MDMA? I thought that made you cuddly.
Just tear my lips off.
I don't think it would make a chimp cuddly. I think it would.
I bet it would.
I choose to believe
I'd rather get raped by a chimp.
If they're all there in a big cuddle puddle, you just join in.
It's a Coke chimp. And he's
you want to use amphetamines.
He just
like a heavy dose of amphetamines would be a terrifying thing, and it would work. Like it would make a chimpanzee the scariest thing you could imagine.
Plot twist: all the chimpanzees just catch up on their homework and organize their Spotify playlists on the Adderall.
Yeah, they're talking to each other like, I can tear off twice as many fingers in the same amount of time.
with adrenaline and amphetamines, that would be, and then put armor on him, and and then you parachute them into an enemy encampment.
There you go.
I don't even think you need armor on a chimp. Like they are already.
But doesn't the armor make it a little scary? Not armor, but fitted onto their hands because
gauntlets. Yes.
Are you talking
not gauntlets? Not gauntlets. Like remember the blades come from their forearms and go high enough over in like an arc, like that thing Shredder had.
Shredder
so
blade.
They can still use their hands. They're going to be reaching for whatever, but unbeknownst to them, because they're stupid animals, they'll be cutting and stabbing and clawing with the attached sabers that start at their forearm and sort of go forward like Shredder claws. That I would like an army of those. Yeah, man, I hope the Walking Dead scenario happens, because I'm going to make that happen. The Atlanta Zoo's right down the way. I bet they got chimps in there. We could armor them up, no problem.
Dude, that's a bullshit zoo if they don't have chimps.
Yeah, I don't go because it's sad. I genuinely won't go to a zoo because I don't want to give them money to like house prisoner animals. I don't know. Like if they had a rehab program where they put them out in some fake wilderness where they could pretend like they're in the wild, that'd be one thing.
Fun seeing the animals.
But I don't want to see some polar bear on some white concrete. That's pitiful.
That is pitiful. The St. Louis Zoo has a polar bear, and it's the saddest thing in the world to see it. Like, it's so hot. It's so hot. Yeah. You can look at it. I didn't know polar bears could like make facial expressions, but it's like looking at you like I don't belong here. It's humid. I should be on an ice cap hunting walrus or seals
and walrus and like baby whales and shit. Yeah,
there is a level of an animal that I don't care if they're like the reptile house. No reptile who's kept captive is upset by it at all. They don't care.
They're like, this is so much better than out there.
Yeah, they love it. They don't.
Wait, just your sun just works? Oh, so I can have sun anytime I want it? I just go out there and get it? You've got 24-hour sun. God, I love my human overlords.
The birds,
like they got
definitely like the birds is shittier. Because it's like
you're
stealing like the whole thing of like flying is such a big part of being a bird, I imagine. And like that they can't even do it.
Yeah, it's a big part of it.
But at the same time, to play devil's advocate, like there's so many species going extinct. It's like to I don't know, save a couple of them. I don't know. Does that help in any way? Or you know what I mean? Like it's like reserve a couple there because there's so many.
Like which one?
White rhinos are almost gone now. You know what I mean? Like
it depends on how cool the animal is. Like I'm totally on board with saving rhinos.
Why?
Like because rhinos are cool.
They can't save them.
Well, I know, but I'm saying like the white rhinos, like the big rhinos, the white rhinos are all dead. They're gone, I think.
Like,
but there's like still the black
left,
rhinos.
Maybe
they still have black rhinos, and I don't think there's a ton of them. But we should keep rhinos around. They're neat. Like hippos. If hippos were going extinct, we should hold on to hippos. That's a really cool animal. But
they're not going extinct. They have a real hippo problem in South America.
Well, they're excellent. They're like good animals.
Yeah. Remember, what's his name? In
Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar had a ton of them, and apparently it's there's no lions in South America to eat them or like fuck with them at all. I guess it's good. There's just a jungle there, so there's no dry season either. It seems like they're doing pretty well down there.
Even lions, like lions, don't want to fuck with hippos. Every video I've watched online,
they're real scary.
Like when you see lions attack a hippo, it's like maybe a 2-minute process before the lions realize, like, oh, this isn't going to happen. Like there are 3 of us on its back. We're biting 3 inches into a 9-inch fat tissue area of armor, and this thing is walking like it's a Mack truck. It can't be stopped. And they're so fucking powerful. They run across. They can't swim. Because they're too heavy. They run across the bottom. Like they run across the bottom of it. That's how they go so fast. Like I've
seen them catch up to speedboats.
I thought I saw one swimming really fast. Yeah, I thought I saw that too.
It's so fucking scary to see something that big move that fast. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both. I think definitely in the shallows, it's exactly what Taylor's talking about. They're so heavy. And
then like comparison really cool creature. Like there are clips of hippos being their like hyper aggressive self with an elephant, and then you see like elephants and just how much they dominate everything they want. Where like a hippo can run up with like its mouth open, and like an adolescent elephant can just kick it in the face. Just kick it in the face and kill it if it wants.
Did you see the elephant fucking with the rhino, and the elephant has a stick in its trunk?
No way, really?
You haven't seen that?
No.
All right, so they're facing off. There's a rhino, and I think the rhino has its baby, its calf or whatever. So it's pissed, and the elephant's pissed about like whatever territory or whatever. And the elephant picks up a fucking branch, like a big one, is like blowing at the, and then throws the branch at the rhino and like it lands right next to it and freaks the rhino out and it runs away. And then the elephant's like, yeah, you better run, and is like chasing it. It's awesome. So cool.
Elephants are smart.
Like not only bigger, they're like way smarter.
Yeah. If you want to see the most heinous animal videos,
and they can see,
go on Instagram and you check out the dark side of nature. And you see the most insane animal violence. Like you just
I don't like that.
What do they do to each other? Like
I like that.
It takes that thing of like freaking hyenas trying to take on a lion, and another lion comes in and breaks up the fight, and just like
don't say that in front of Woody. Woody will freak out about that. He'll tell you the whole story about that video with the lion comes in and beats up all the hyenas.
Yeah. But then you like realize how evil birds are to each other. Like they'll eat each other's kids. Like birds are horrendous. They're cannibals. They're like meat. Like birds.
Oh, for sure. Chickens. When a chicken dies, if you don't quickly remove it from the chicken house, the chicken pen or whatever, they'll start cannibalizing it right away. Like just pecking its breast meat off its body. Just it'll be eaten up all over really quickly. Like they're like, oh, you down, bro? Because they're always pecking each other. So they don't fight back. It's like, oh, really?
Each other.
Nom nom. They're just disgusting little brainless fucking shithole animals. But then I see the ones on TikTok, right? Like cuddling up with a 3-year-old, and like seems like they know what's up. The only bird that I've seen that, like I should say, farm animal bird. What I mean to say is I saw this chick with a pet duck, and it seemed like that duck had personality. That duck was like running up, like whack, 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 like shaking its little tail, like, oh, I missed you all day, like a dog would. And it it runs up and like wraps its neck around the person, kind of like doing a little embrace, and the little girl's hugging it. And then it's like, all right, let's go in the house. And the dog's like, whack, 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 its tail's wagging again, chasing the little girl inside. Like they're best buddies.
Yeah.
Like, I never
Have you seen that clip of this woman like releasing her pet duck back into the wild?
Oh, yeah.
What happens?
Yeah.
She releases the pet duck back into the wild, and it is immediately assaulted by another duck and like pinned down and fucked. Because ducks are notoriously rapey.
Yeah, very rapey.
That's how they're like orangutans. That's how they do all their reproduction.
I've seen so many videos where someone is releasing a wounded animal or rehabilitated animal back into the wild, and then immediately Mother Nature swoops in. And it's weird because I've seen it to some extent in real life. I've never released anything and had anything grab it, but when I'd be dove hunting, sometimes I would shoot a dove and it would fall funny and it would flop, flop, flop around on the ground a little bit. And a hawk had seen that so quickly. It just like out of nowhere, and it's on that dove and it's got it. It's like, damn, he was watching the whole thing. Yeah. Like I didn't know he was there, but he was somewhere observing everything that had just happened, because he'd hit the dove 3 seconds after it hit the ground. So he had to be up there just fucking
let it go. Let it go. I want it. Yeah. There's another clip. This woman, I think she releases a chipmunk, or maybe it's a guy, releases like a rehab squirrel or chipmunk, immediately picked up and killed by a hawk instantly.
It didn't get like a foot. I remember that one. Yeah. And they're all just screaming in the background and crying and stuff.
Yeah. But they should really be thinking like a couple of hawk chicks are going to survive, the circle of life.
It's hard for the kids to see that though, but yeah, absolutely.
It is. But you shouldn't bring a kid to watch a squirrel be released into hawk country. Like that's it's not going to make it.
Probably we're in hawk country.
My cat's a little murderer. Like she's like evil. Like, oh my gosh, like she will get and she has this thing. I can hear her when she's hunting in the house, because when it starts getting cold out, the mice will try and find some way to get in and stuff. And I'll just, Lord forbid she brings them up to the bed but she doesn't kill them immediately. Like she plays with them, and I'll find blood all over the place. You know what I mean? And it's like, they're
pretty evil.
They're cruel.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I don't want to kill it yet.
I was watching TV the other day, sitting on the couch, and my dog Toby, who's a Bernie Doodle, came inside and like spat a dead vole onto my foot. And I was like,
Did you thank him?
Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Killed that vole for me though. Yeah, but he'd been bothering me all week up there, just living in the yard somewhere. Good boy. Fuck me.
The giant hole in your yard.
It was a little upsetting. Yeah, I didn't need that.
Yeah,
but yeah, he killed it. It seemed like I should tell him it was a good thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
My husky loves bringing home prey. Like she brought home, like, I have a fairly decent sized backyard, and sometimes rabbits will get in. And there was one rainy day, she just came to the door with this massive jackrabbit in her mouth.
Damn!
And I said, "You are not bringing that in the house." She just like sat on the floor with it, so I wouldn't take it away from her. This thing was huge, like 3 foot long. And I remember
somebody's pet.
Time. You know that thing where they dogs they won't let you open their mouth. You know, they have something.
Yeah.
Like, I was walking her one time, and dogs do this thing. They'll like hop and jump into a bush when they see something sometimes.
Yeah, pounce.
And she did that, and she brought up, and then she came up and she was walking like normal, and I just hear squeak, and I go, Sheba, what's in your mouth? And she puts her ears down. I said, what's in your mouth? And then I go, she turns her head away from me. So I go, I grab her, I start bringing her jaws open, and I look and I see two eyes looking at me. I just let go. I said, you know what? Just swallow it. Get rid of it. And she just starts barking after that. Like, it was like so messed up. I felt so bad for the thing, some little field mouse or something.
But Sheba got to eat, right?
She got to eat.
Good.
But you know what? Hey, in the apocalypse, that'll come in handy. So I'm not really mad at it.